It's really amazing to watch what a unified group that we have.
And so what A Twist of Fate has done is put us all together. It's allowed us to pool our data, pool our resources.
The clinic in the United States and A Twist of Fate, we can gather all this information, we can inform patients about their management, and we can provide treatment for those complications.
But with the nonprofit and all the other mothers behind me, I didn't feel alone anymore.
Hi, my name is Terry Reardon, and I am a manager and a therapist here at Newview, Oklahoma. And here at Newview, Oklahoma, our sole purpose is to help those living with some type of visual impairment, whether they are a young child all the way through grown adults. Newview, Oklahoma is a nonprofit agency. We have 2 rehab offices, one in Tulsa and one in Oklahoma City, but we do cover the whole state. So no matter where a person lives in the state of Oklahoma, we do our best to be able to get out to their home, especially so that we can see the environment that the individual lives in, to help us to better assess their living condition and to help them be able to live a more safe and efficient and independent life as much as possible in their own environment. So we are filming this with our friend Andrea Taylor from A Twist of Fate. And if you are out of the state of Oklahoma and you have any questions concerning Newview, Oklahoma, or anything on this video, please feel free to reach out to her and she will gladly get a hold of me and we will get back with any answers that we can. So today I am going to work with Aiden here, and I'm just going to go over 3 things that we find very important when it comes to working with somebody with some type of visual impairment. Everything usually comes back to these 3 things. Now we are going to talk about a 4th, which is assistive technology, and we'll get to that towards the end. But when we're talking about somebody that has low vision, there's 3 areas that we really want to look at for that person. We want to look at lighting, contrast, and magnification. These 3 areas can really help, whether it's a kid like Aiden who's in school, be able to see his coursework, be able to see what's on the computer, be able to answer questions on the test, or something like socializing, being able to go outside and play with his friends, and to where the parent or the teacher doesn't have to worry about his safety, because we can come up with ways to help him be able to see whether it's a crack in the sidewalk, a hole in the yard. There's so many different things that we can look at to make sure that somebody like Aiden or anybody else is going to be safe wherever they're at. Assistive technology. Now with assistive technology, there's low tech and there's high tech. And I'm going to go over more of the higher tech stuff when it relates to computers, because a lot of kids nowadays are using computers in the classroom, or if they're homeschooled or if they're doing virtual learning, they are having to be on a computer. And if they are dealing with some type of visual impairment, using the computer may be a little difficult for them, or seeing what's on that screen may be a little difficult for them. So low tech, a handheld magnifier again would be a low tech assistive technology. That electronic magnifier that I showed you would be more towards the higher end tech of electronic magnification. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to pull up a laptop here, and on this laptop we have a couple of different software programs on here. Now I'm only going to show you one of these for right now, but let's say we have a child that has very little vision or no vision at all. Well, at that point, they're going to need everything talked back to them. So whatever's on that screen, they're going to need that read back to them. And there is a screen reader called JAWS, and it's a really good piece of software. A lot of our clients that have to use JAWS, I have coworkers that are blind, and they use JAWS for writing notes, checking emails, all different things like that, and they're constantly being talked to by the computer, so they know where they're at on the screen at all times. So that is a great piece of software that's available. There's also another type of software, and it is called ZoomText. And ZoomText is for individuals that have low vision, but maybe they just need a little bit more increased magnification. ZoomText will also do some, as you can hear, it will do
ZoomText Magnifier Reader. Talk to Zoom. Welcome to ZoomText 2021. We know you're eager to start using ZoomText.
So I'm just going to have that be quiet. But as you can tell,
ZoomText Magnifier
with
Reader.
ZoomText on here,
ZoomText updates available. Do you want to install the updates? No. ZoomText.
So it's just going to talk to me at
Wizard.
any point, and I can make it be quiet.
ZoomText Magnifier.
Yeah, because it does happen a lot. No, it does happen a lot. So with the ZoomText is we can actually turn off the reader if they do not need that part on it. But the good thing about it is if I need to zoom in, you know, I can zoom this screen in, and I don't know if you can see that, but I can zoom that in,
4, 8.
and it's telling me where I'm at on the zoom, and that can let us know, okay, where does this student need to be when it comes to magnification on the computer. If we get to a point where they say, oh, I can see that really well, we can save that default setting. So anytime they log on to that computer, or anytime the computer reboots, anything like that, it automatically comes right back to that setting for that child. Now, again, just like regular magnification, when you are magnifying something, we do have to, again, you're going to get decreased viewing area, so you are going to have to move that cursor around to find what you're looking for.
FS Reader 3.
If I click on something, it's going to tell me what I am on. If that's what I want, I can double click on that to open that up. Now, Windows does have its own accessibility options, which we always go through that first, because sometimes the Windows accessibility options are good enough for the student, and then they don't have to worry about purchasing any additional software because we can set up their computer to use what's already built on that computer. And again, nothing against teachers or parents or anything like that. You know, if they're not tech savvy, they don't understand that those accessibility options are already built on these machines. And that's our job, is to come in and show them that and sit down with the student and teach them how to use these accessibility options. So we're going to close that. And then the last thing is cell phones. A lot of kids, when they get to teenage age, you know, Aiden's age, you know, different, you know, as they grow up, a lot of kids nowadays have cell phones. And being able to help that child use that cell phone can really, you know, help them if they're, you know, if for some reason they got separated from their mom or dad or whoever it might be, or if they're not feeling well at school and the teacher says, okay, we need you to contact your parents, they can do that. And there's, you know, iOS and Android are the two main types of software out there when it comes to a cell phone. So cell phones are something that a lot of kids nowadays have, and a lot of them, especially when it deals with low vision or some type of visual impairment, it may be hard for them to see the screen. It may be hard for them to read a text message, to be able to look up contacts, be able to call somebody. And the great thing about cell phones is there's so many different types of apps out there that can help somebody with low vision. This is an iPhone. The great thing about iPhone is Siri. Siri can really make all the difference for somebody like Aiden. If Aiden was at school and maybe he got to where he wasn't feeling well, and the teacher says, you know, let's go ahead and call your mom, or let's text her, you know, he could say, hey Siri, text Icewife.
What do you want to say?
And I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. But basically she said, what do you want me to say? I could say, you know, I'm not feeling well. Can you come to school to pick me up? And she's going to say, okay, do you want me to send this? Aiden could say yes. She'd say, okay, sent. And then his mom texts him back and says, yeah, but it's going to be about 20 minutes. He could say, hey Siri, read me my last text message. and she's going to read that last text message aloud to him. Also, he could say, "Hey Siri, call mom." She's going to call his mom automatically for him. I can also turn on voiceover. Voiceover, like I showed earlier, it is a verbal app that is a screen reader for your phone. So it's going to tell you, where you're at all times on your phone.
Use reminders, stocks, iTunes Store, App Store, books, news, home.
So it's telling me where I'm at on that, and it's saying double tap to open. So if I double tap,
iCloud required.
it's going to go ahead and bring me to that app that I was on. And the good thing about these things is they're easy to turn on and off. We can go in and we can set up, to where Aiden could say, "Hey Siri, turn on voiceover," or "Hey Siri, open up email," and she's already listening to me, but he could say, "Open up calendar," whatever it might be, and she's going to do that automatically for him. So there, again, a lot of people don't understand all that you can do with assistive technology, and really it's not their responsibility to do that. It's it's a low vision therapist to understand how to do all these different techniques. Also, assistive technology specialists are going to be able to do a lot more intel of what a cell phone, a computer, a tablet, anything like that is going to be able to do for somebody like Aiden or anybody with some type of visual impairment.